Thanks for watching, y'all. Here's everything that you're gonna need. Pause the video if you need to. So we start right here with a chili bowl. I went ahead and did it before I started recording just so the video won't be that long. What we have here, I'm gonna go ahead with the masters fully open. I open the guards all the way, to the point where I can't push anymore. I went ahead and did that so I can get all the hair at the same level or even. So I'm just going over the hair right now, brushing it out after everything was cut evenly. Now I'm going to attach my 1/16 guard, and I'm still going to have the teeth of the masters fully open as I go ahead and knock down my mustache and a little bit of my beard, just not my beard, just my mustache, and then I guess what you would call a flavor saver. I don't know if I'm telling my age by saying that, but just the hair under my lip. So I went ahead and I start the fade of my beard. You want to blend it the opposite of a fade on the top of your head. Of course, as everyone knows, when you're cutting your hair, people haven't seen you in a while, so the family wants to check on you. Give my daughter some love, and back to your regularly scheduled program. So as I was saying, we go in here and you want to do the reverse fade on your head. So it's bald to blend to hair as opposed to hair blending to bald. So this is good practice. Don't take this part for granted if you have a beard, because this is going to get you prepared on the fade, because the fade really, just like, if you play sports, there's always a little bit of a warm up that you want to do to get your wrists, a little bit of a sweat going. And so on this, I always try to take my time and just perfect the blend and make sure that I feel like the blend is good. So, use this time to kind of get yourself familiar with the blend so that once you start doing your actual hair, you put up a few shots, a few hundred shots, so that once you start your hair, it'll be easy and familiar like cut for you. You won't feel like you're rusty. All right, so starting the cut, I went ahead and have my masters to 0, and all I'm doing is knocking out that first line all the way around. So that's what you'll see me do here. Now, if you're ambidextrous, this is perfect, because you want to be able to use both hands when you're cutting your hair yourself. And it's important to be able to use both hands, because your right hand, oh, I'm right-handed, but whatever your dominant hand is, it's gonna get fatigued. You're gonna want to give it a break. So, I suggest, if you're starting out, definitely practice with your offhand so that you're good to go. I moved the master's level to 375. What that basically means is I'm pushing it back almost to the fourth end, so it's open, but it's not all the way open. But the good thing about the masters is they have like little indicators on the side. So what I've done is I push it about, a little bit, almost to the fourth indicator on the masters, and I'm going above the first bald line into the bulk of the hair, which doesn't sound like it because I don't have a lot of hair on that side, but the bulk of where your hair is longer than that line, the original line that you made. You want to kind of go right above that. And with my hair length, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not being that careful. I'm just trying to, you know, make sure I'm hearing the haircut in the clippers, and I'm just eyeballing it. So, and if you're like me, if you see some patches of hair, you want to just knock those out as well. and kind of even things out that don't look right. But if you just starting, don't really worry about it. Just try to do your best on that end. Now I'm using my Andis Styliners, and what I'm doing right now is called like flicking. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just picking up the area between the two, and I'm angling. This is the most important part. You got to angle your Andis Styliner in a way that you're not you don't want to cut it to like zero ball, because all you're going to do is pull your fade up. So you just want to angle and kind of I guess like touch the hair and pick it up and just kind of flick, but don't, you know, you don't want the surface of the blade to dig into your skin. Let me say it that way. You just almost want to just lightly tap as you go around those same areas. And then this is smoothing. After you do your flicking, you want to just smooth the hair. Even though you can't see it, you do know that there are going to be some fine hair sticking up. And carefully, because you will cut a bald spot in your head, carefully go over the head, your hair, on the top, and just pushing the blade, the base of the blade down to your hair, and just going across, so that way the teeth of the blade aren't like cutting into the scalp. And you want to be very careful when you're doing that. And then, so now moving on to my beard, just want to make sure you clean off the areas around the base of your ear and your neckline, or I guess is neckline a thing, your neck and your ear area. So. And take your time. Of course, you can't tell, but I'm pulling out. I'm not pushing back. I'm pulling down and pulling out. So you hit the area and then you pull towards your face, not pushing it back. So I'm catching and pulling towards my forehead. So, and then down from the hair down towards my forehead. So just make sure you're not pushing it back. Even if you have a large forehead like myself, you still got to make sure you right. Clean up the area behind your by your eyebrow too, because that'll get some hair, some the fine hairs. All right, so what I'm doing right here is I got my alcohol, and I want to dry the skin before I use my Tinkle Razors. These Tinkle Razors I've been using for almost a decade. They need to give me a sponsorship, but they are the best thing. Now, if you're nice with the straight razor, don't worry about it. But if you want to be able to see your work and make sure your corners are sharp and not really push back your hairline, because that was the thing about the straight razors with me. I couldn't really see what I was doing. These Tinkle blades are amazing, and they're cheap, and I mean, they do the job for me. I don't have any issues, and like I said, I see my work, so I'm able to kind of back up, as you can see, and kind of go back and forth and make sure I get everything cleaned up. They are sharp, so you definitely be careful, because you will be bleeding if you don't, if you press down too hard. Make sure to stretch the skin, and stretch the skin at every point, and then clean off your forehead. The Tinkle razors are so sharp. When I do my forehead, it doesn't seem like anything's on there, but the Tinkle razors will definitely show you the fine hairs that are getting clipped off, and that really brings out your lineup. And listen, in 2021, if you're not at least cleaning up your eyebrows, you're doing something wrong. So That's what I'm doing right here. Right here, I got the clippers, and after you do your razor, you want to go and use an electric clipper, because what it'll do is it makes sure it can't talk. With the electric clippers, you're going to give a clean cut to the hairs in a way that the razors really can't do. So it picks up all the edges and really gives you a nice clean finish. So I always like to finish with my electric clippers after my blade, just to get just that nice crisp look. And right here, use your mirror and try to make sure your head is in a good position. And I always like to, because this is what people see when they pass you, like, okay, do they got the corners? You know, how does the side of their profile look? So just use that mirror and try to get your side profile right as best as possible without, you know, overdoing it or pushing nothing back if you can. You know, sometimes you corner it, you know, you push it back a little bit, but, you know, don't let anybody tell you like that's the worst thing in the world. It's not. All right, final check, y'all.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard,